And we're coming to you live for the Built Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you are on the free Odyssey app. Good Thursday morning. We've got our opponent. I think a lot of us expected this, the Philadelphia 76ers, to be the Knicks' first-round opponent, but it looked like the Miami Heat for almost the entire night. But Philadelphia comes back. Joel Embiid has a big fourth quarter, and we've got the first Knicks-Sixers playoff series since 1989. And we hate Philadelphia. We hate the Phillies. We hate the Eagles. We hate the Flyers, but the Knicks and the Sixers have never really had that big hatred because they've never been good at the same time. Well, it starts now, and I think this is going to be one of these matchups and one of these rivalries that will grow over the next number of years. And with Embiid back, this is not your traditional 7 seed, but who cares? The New York Knicks have to move on and beat this team, and I cannot wait for Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Hey, good morning there, G. Yeah, I can't wait for Saturday. You got Islanders on Saturday. You got the Knicks on Saturday. And by the way, I was right with the Islanders. Peter Schwartz screwed me up by telling me that, he was hearing that they were playing on Monday. I think, like Peter Schwartz has got some contacts. Come on. So anyway, and then the Rangers on Sunday, I mean. So the weekend's going to be filled with baseball, with basketball, with hockey playoffs. I mean, this is really the best time of the year. It really is. And you know what? You would have thought at one point last night the Knicks were going to end up playing the Heat, and then all of a sudden Joel Embiid. I was just talking to our brand manager.
Yeah, brand manager.
Yeah, Ryan Hurley. We were just talking a little Knicks basketball, and he was going, "Man, I thought we were going to play the Heat." And I said, but that's the NBA. 1 minute, one team can be dominating the other, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, a team can turn it on. And he and I both agree. And tell me if you agree with this.
Okay.
Is Joel Embiid 100%?
No.
Okay,
absolutely
let's
not.
go then. Let's go.
Now, but here's the thing about what happened last night.
We're going to be throwing 2 guys at him. We got a full squad minus Julius Randle.
Yeah, so they don't have a full squad.
Well, listen, it's a full squad. They got everybody back. They play defense. They're linked together. Come on.
But you know what would have been, and I'm sorry,
Philadelphia.
I know, and
Stop.
I can't stand that city at sports teams. Everything they took Spike over. It's funny, like the one time Spike could have been useful during this series, he's not even going to be around. It's incredible. But it was this. We were this close to facing potentially a Miami Heat team that didn't have Jimmy Butler because he leaves with the knee injury late in the game. So I was thinking that's the best case scenario. And I'm sorry. There's a difference between running scared and wanting the easiest path. No, I don't think any Knick fan is running scared, but you choose in life if you could get to some place easier sometimes and you still get to the same place, you will do that. That's why we have Waze. Because I'm not going to sit in the traffic for 2 hours if I can go around it and find a way to get home.
You know
so
what?
I was this close to saying we're good. We got the break we needed.
Can I just explain something to you?
Okay.
All right. As an athlete, I'm sure the Knicks were sitting there and they were like, they don't care who they play. They don't care. They just want to play. They want to get out there. They want to be a part of the excitement, the intensity, and have the privilege of playing in the NBA playoffs. And they can't wait. And they want to show everybody out there that, okay, so we don't have a Giannis, we don't have a Jokic, we don't have a Doncic, we don't have a ding-a-dong, we don't have a this, we don't have
a ding-a-dong.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know what? They have a chip on their shoulder, and they have championship DNA. I told you this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today. Stop always wanting to take the easy way out. When you start thinking that all of a sudden
this is a totally different
this
conversation.
is going to be easy. You know what? It's never easy, and to earn a championship.
If the Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler,
you got to go out there and you got to play your ass off, both on the ice and the hardwood. I'm just telling you. Look, I'm sick of Ovechkin. I'm sick of Tom Wilson. I'm sick of those guys. I've seen them so much in the playoffs. I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
But now they're 100 years old. Do I think it's going to be easy? Hell no, it's not going to be easy.
All right.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Sure. And the NHL and the NBA playoffs are definitely a lot different. We've seen.
Oh, it's awesome.
But yes, but you see teams get knocked off all the time in the Stanley Cup playoffs that shouldn't get knocked off, and these series take weird turns. in the NBA, generally the most talented team ends up moving on. You've got a lot of examples throughout the years, but traditionally, the better teams end up winning, the more talented teams end up winning. And you can't tell me that the Knicks would have had a much better chance with a Miami Heat team without Jimmy Butler than a Philadelphia 76er team with Joel Embiid. That's all I'm saying. Now, but it doesn't matter because they're playing the 76ers. We hate Philadelphia. We're all in. I'm just stating the facts about it, just like you would probably – like if you had played the Lightning or the Capitals or the Red Wings, I mean, even though it doesn't matter in the long run, like you're saying, if you could pick your opponent, the Knicks wouldn't pick the Sixers.
Here's the reality. You don't get to pick your opponent. You don't. You may, as a fan, think that way, but the players don't. They don't think that way. They think, you know what? We're playing who's ever next on the schedule. You think, Tom Thibodeau was telling his players, let's hope that the Heat win now that Jimmy Butler got hurt. No. They're sitting there going, we can't wait until the Garden is going to be on fire.
Yeah, you know what? Nick Nurse,
it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, Nick Nurse said something last night when he was talking about the Knicks, because he was asked about the Knicks, and he goes, I think they're for real. Like,
oh, you think they're for real? You're going to find out they're for real.
Like, you think they're for real? What are we talking about? They're the 2 seed. The 2 seed isn't, I think they're for real. This is not a mirage.
I'm telling you right now, man. I don't talk about easy. Nothing's easy. You got to earn it, and they're ready. Both teams are ready. I know both teams are ready. And it was like sitting there, okay, we getting the Red Wings, we getting the Capitals. Is John Tortorella pulling his goalie? I mean, it was total chaos the other night. And when I found out it was Ovechkin and Wilson and Lindgren's little brother.
All right, let's just talk about the Knicks a little bit more here, please.
Well, I'm talking about everybody.
I know, but we did the Capitals and the Rangers opponent yesterday. Let's talk some Knicks. You told me that the last year and then going into this year that the Knicks don't have anybody that can neutralize guys like Giannis and Embiid, and that's going to be the thing that holds them back. What makes you feel differently about that now than going into the regular?
First and foremost, Mitchell Robinson is back and healthy. So that gives the Knicks a 2-man presence at center, if you want to call it a center position. I know it's positionless, but they are the tall guys. They're the ones that are going to be responsible for Embiid.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2 guys that you can throw at them. And by the way, who has been one of the revelations this year for the New York Knicks because of the injury to Mitchell Robinson?
Well, Hartenstein and Precious Achiuwa, those guys.
Yeah, but Hartenstein is who the guy I'm talking about. So you could be able to throw 2 guys at him. And by the way, Precious Achiuwa is like the underrated kind of energizer bunny that I hope is going to be a part of this rotation. It may go 10 deep. I don't know. I think that in order to play at a fever defensive pitch, I mean, you just can't play 8 guys and 4 of those 8 guys are going to play 33 minutes. You can't. I mean, you gotta. I know Brunson's going to be in the middle of it all. Josh Hart's going to be in the middle of it all. Those guys are energizer bunnies, and DiVincenzo's going to be out there.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the minutes just be crazy. I don't think you're going to see a rotation that Tom Thibodeau is saying that let's keep some of these guys fresh, especially in the first round. You get these games so spread out. You get 2 full days in between games at times. And plus they've had, essentially a week off. So that's just not the way he rolls.
Now, well, all right, so now they have a week off. So essentially they have a week off. Now everybody's always complaining about how many minutes they play, and by the time they get to the playoffs, they're really tired. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's whining their ass off about that. And here they got a week off, and now you're sitting there, oh, they have a week off. They're ready to go now.
No, I do.
Well, I don't want to hear that they played too much time in the regular season.
Oh, I haven't said that this year at all. I actually gave Tom Thibodeau credit last week saying that he has managed this team perfectly with all the injuries, and I don't feel like, even though Julius Randle got hurt and OG Anunoby got hurt, I didn't feel like he was doing anything to put those guys in positions where they weren't going to be ready for the playoffs. It just things happened. So, but we'll see, because that's been the knock. Anybody who is knocking the Knicks or thinking that they're not going to make a run in the playoffs is thinking about the Tom Thibodeau teams with the Chicago Bulls, with Derrick Rose, and how they would flame out in the playoffs, where their best player was a point guard. They played defense throughout the entire year. and they were tired in the playoffs, and then Derrick Rose got neutralized. That's what everybody who's knocking the Knicks is comparing this team to. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair whatsoever. I think even though Derrick Rose won an MVP that year, I mean, Jaylen Brunson, what he's done this year is better than any Knick player I've seen, including Carmelo Anthony since Patrick Ewing. And I just think that this team is better than those Bulls teams were. They just are. And you talk about championship DNA, those three guys that won a championship at Villanova, that counts for something.
Oh, hell yeah,
it really does.
And we've seen it, and we've seen them play together. That's the thing. And, you know, I always think that in order to win these championships with these teams, whether NBA, NHL, you need four lines. NBA, I believe that you need guys, and you're going to spread minutes out because you want to play defense. That's like your hallmark is defense. And defense requires an incredible amount of stamina and intensity. And the mental intensity that goes along with playing defense and understanding, you know, how you're trying to defend your opponent, you know, that's a pain in the ass. You know what the 76ers are going to do? Every team that has played the Knicks have tried to double team Jaylen Brunson every time he gets the ball.
Yep.
Every time. And he's still scoring 40 points a game.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. He has an incredible knack of being able to find the nooks and crannies, to hit those little mid-range jumpers, to take the ball to the hole, to throw up an alley-oop, to find the open three in the corner. I mean, that's how great this guy has played this year. He is an all-NBA player. You cannot tell me that he is not an all-NBA player. And he has been a revelation since he has gotten here. And they finally, I think, I feel at least, they don't have a ball stopper on the team. There's not one. It's constant movement.
Yeah.
And
when you mean ball stopper, you're talking about on offense, not on defense.
Yeah, on offense. But the ball stopper on defense, you know, starts with Anunoby, and then it goes to Josh Hart. I know that, Jaylen sometimes is overwhelmed by the bigger point guard. I understand all that stuff. But, you know, Hartenstein, he plays defense. Mitchell Robinson plays defense. Look, man, bring it on. I'm telling you, you do remember, I'm sure. But I was so excited in 1994, you know, and I was excited because of the way both teams ended the season, the way they were going into the playoffs. And I'm telling you, I'm like a kid again.
Yeah.
I am like, and on top of all of that, by the way, the New York Mets sweep a series from the Pirates.
That is correct, and that was a big win yesterday. It was nice to see that. The offense didn't relent. They just kept tacking on. Yeah, I mean, so it's interesting. Do you take anything from the season series at all with the Sixers and the Knicks? Only one of those games Embiid played in, and he had 30-something points, but the Knicks wiped out the Sixers.
Let him have his 30 points.
So
I don't care.
They killed him. And then you also had in the season series that game that was so impossible to watch. We came in the next day going, I need to throw alcohol in my eyes. The 76-73 game.
Oh, yeah.
That one was just horrendous.
I think we may see more games like that.
You think we're going to see them not score in the hundreds?
I think the intensity is going to be real, man. I mean, because like you said, they haven't seen each other in the playoffs. We do have a rivalry with the city overall.
Yeah, but not these two teams.
But, you know, are there going to be more Sixer fans at the Garden or more Knick fans down in Philadelphia?
There's going to be way more Knick fans down in Philadelphia. The 76ers have had success over the last number of years. They've had a ton of playoff appearances. They've been in it, and they're going to be passionate. But what the Knick fan is experiencing here, I mean, I know they were a 4 seed last year, but the 2 seed in the year that they have had, they're not letting any Sixer fans in the Garden. It's not going to happen. Those tickets are going to be so expensive. They're already you're going to see a contingent of Knicks fans in Philadelphia. You might get like 1% of Sixers fans at the Garden. It's not even going to be close. Not even going to be close. Plus, they got all sorts of. They only care about the Eagles out there anyway.
You know,
I listened to Spike Eskin open his show the other day when you got the day right before they play a play-in game. They're talking about offensive guards in the draft. That's all they care about is the Eagles.
Man, that must have been exciting.
All they care about is the Philadelphia Eagles. So to answer your question, it's going to be Knicks fans everywhere. And the Garden is an advantage. And for once, we can talk about Madison Square Garden being to our advantage and not the other superstars' advantage.
And by the way, this is both teams are laden with veterans. They've been through these games before now. They know what the intensity is like. They went through it last year. This team, the Knicks team, went through it last year. And now they come back with a better understanding, at least the guys that just got here last year, of what it's like, what it's going to be like. And, I would say the same thing for the Rangers. I mean, there are real expectations now. There is real pressure now. And I could see, I think there's pressure on the Sixers because of Embiid and him being back and them not getting and winning a final with him as there's, could you see him bitching and complaining if they get knocked out in the first round?
Yeah, I absolutely could, especially if the Knicks bully him around like I expect them to. And by the way, one of the things I do, one of my favorite phrases, because I think it's very true.
Oh, here we go.
Expectation is the thief of joy.
Well, this is not a joyous time. What this is like a focus in time.
It's the
this
thief
is like,
of joy.
Yeah, forget your nonsense. Forget all your other crap in your life. And this is what you've lived for your entire life as a young kid that dreamed of one day playing in the world's greatest arena, both on the hardwood and the ice.
Yeah.
You understand me?
I do.
Don't give me that Narpian look of yours.
I'm not giving you a Narpian look.
I mean,
I actually believe that the Knicks...
This is like an intensity personified.
Speaking of that, you would love this. Let me get the tweet. You're going to love this.
It's a post. It's not a tweet, and it's on X.
Whatever. I mean, come on. What are you working for Elon Musk these days? Whatever. People know what I'm talking about.
All right.
Did you see Mitchell Robinson's post yesterday?
I did not see Mitchell Robinson's post yesterday.
Oh, he actually, you know what?
What, he took it down?
No, he didn't take it down. He actually went private. So
what?
Yeah. But the reason why he did it, you'd love. I gotta now find it. So he basically said that he is going off of social media and he doesn't want to hear any of your BS because, here it is, post explicit message before the playoffs because he needs to focus in.
Good. I like it.
I think it's tremendous.
Hey, put the podcast down, Jaylen and Josh. Let's just play basketball and let's focus in. I'm telling you, this is going to be amazing. This is just going to be, it's going to be so incredible on Saturday night.
All right, here it is. I'm entering the playoffs. I need to focus. Keep your BS to yourself. I'll be off social media. Well, at least I won't be texting anybody back. I'm not being funny. I'm locking in.
That's what I'm talking about. See? You see? Like, now you understand?
I understand.
Now you understand?
I understand.
All right. I mean, because
locking in.
Listening to Jerry and Al and their Narpian takes on things, and I just...
Why are you dragging them into it? That's the definition of catching a stray right there.
They're a part of our team. That's why I heard what they were talking about.
What were they talking about?
I don't know. Something Narpian.
The Smithereens.
The Smithereens. Great. We got Knick basketball. We got Ranger playoffs. We got Islander playoffs. Mets on a 4-game win streak. This guy, Tyrone Clark, who came over from Milwaukee.
Tyrone Taylor?
Tyrone Taylor.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was thinking of Tony Clark for some reason. I don't know why.
It's okay.
But this guy's come through. Former Brewer, by the way.
Yeah, I know. David Stearns.
Yeah.
I heard Tiki called Bernie Williams Bernie Sanders yesterday, so it's all right. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
That was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.